G'day, my name's Stu Andrews, the never was been. You can call me the Rugby Man. Well, welcome to our second episode. We're recording in Tamworth. We're up visiting grandparents. First off the ranks, I'd like to point and direct your attention to rucku.com. It's an online clubhouse, as they call it, and it's a place, it's Facebook for rugby people. You can upload videos, have a laugh at pictures, and get the absolute stuffing beaten out of you on the forums if you mention you're Australian, or actually anybody gets ribbed for anything. And Rucky's chief evangelist is Will Carling, who most people should know. If you don't, drop him a line, say g'day. He's on Twitter as well, that's where I bumped into him. Thanks for the props, Will, in your last video. The fish are hopefully still alive, and Will seems to like his black skivvy. I don't know if you call them skivvies. So I thought I'd imitate the best, and except I'm going to start wearing my excellent t-shirts. Alrighty. So visit Rucku. Second point of interest is off the wall, national anthems. Thought I'd just a little bugbear of mine. Well, first one is, since I heard it at school, O Flower of Scotland has to be the king of all anthems that I know of. You know, especially you hear the bagpipes playing and you think of Braveheart and it all fades to red. Ours is alright, Advance Australia, you know, it's utilitarian, does the job, but I tell you, we have to put the serious kibosh on singing Waltzing Matilda. I don't know who thought up that, not that I want to cast nasturtiums, but please stop it. Alright. Third, ELVs. Someone on the Rugby forums asked me to give my opinions. Not sure why. Not sure that they're relevant in any way, but here's my take. Players and coaches, they're always going to find ways to get around the rules. They're always going to bend them and push them, and refs are always going to make bad calls. That being said, the ELVs, the games that I have seen them played, our Super 14 I think last year, 2008, was better for them. There was more spectacle, more excitement in the game, and they were a blast to watch, I think, the ones that I did. Other people might have more informed opinions, but that's my take. The ELVs are pretty good. They do the job of cleaning up the game a little more, and they hand the ruck back to George, which is always good. Alright, if you're checking out the websites, I think Rugby Heaven, I saw the ARU is implementing some cost-cutting measures. Kudos to the ARU. I hope that they can put in some smarter controls as to crazy spending and across the board. It sounds like they are, so good on you fellas. Sounds like the Wallabies are getting a per game pay cut of like, what was the figures quoted, 11,500, 10,000. So they're dropping 1,500 a game. Yeah, so I hope that's alright for them. Sounds like they're going to do it under duress. Which brings me to my final point in this episode 2. How do we make rugby more popular, more successful? I've got a couple of ideas, take them as you will. First off, we have the outside and the appearance of rugby. What we need is, we need evangelists. We need people who are going to get the word out. And these people need to be able to be recognised, easily recognised. They need to be able to talk to people and relate on a big scale at big games, but also on one-on-ones, meeting people, going to events, talking to people, impress people. And they need to be able to, in doing that, gain the trust of people, both on a personal level, but also on a, we talk about how politicians gain or lose our trust, or people in the public eye. Think about Hollywood. Yeah, that we need that trust as well in the rugby evangelists. We need spectacle in the appearance of rugby. We need it not just big expensive spectacle, but good spectacle, hype generated, and hype comes from people talking about rugby. Hype comes from hearing things, which is the job of the evangelists, to tell people. And spectacle brings people to games, but also it establishes rugby, the appearance of the outside, in a big way. And lastly, tied into those two is visibility. Rugby needs to be more visible, all the way through, from club to international levels, and that doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. I'm sure, give me a day and a whiteboard, we could come up with some very effective and simple and cheap ways of raising visibility throughout that spectrum of club to international. So that's the outside, the appearance of rugby. So how can we make it more successful? Well, the second section is the inside, the foundation. This is a bit more nerdy, so you might want to switch off if you're not into talking about geek stuff. It's not really geeky, but what we need to do on the inside is clean up the flow of information. I've played in the country and in the city in Australia. I've seen the processes that are in place. I mean, anyone can look at the websites, and at the moment it's pretty ordinary. Need to examine each step, each segment in the flow, from the club right up to the IRB, I believe, that, and see what measures can be put into place to strengthen each bond, each way the information goes. We need to get into gear and utilise all the amazing services we have today in the world. I'm thinking of mainly of the Web 2 stuff, of YouTube, of Twitter, Facebook, all these means of effectively communicating information, and other flows too, process flows to sort out stuff. And anyway, why would we do this? I mean, what's the point of information? Like, rugby is about people playing rugby, right? But when each level of rugby can talk to the next level and other levels with a minimum of fuss and can share information, then rugby itself is strengthened. Its foundation, its core is strengthened, and more people it will be able to handle more things. And I truly believe that if you put into place some of the measures like that, then rugby will be better off. It will be more successful, and with the outside and the appearance stuff, it will be more popular. Thanks for listening. Hope you're not asleep, although the English guys probably are. Anyway, this is Stu Andrews, the Rugby Man, signing off for another week. See you next time.